Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm David King.
I'm Fred Cilbrith.
And I'm Dave Ryan.
Welcome to another edition of Keeping It Real. Guys, another hot day.
Yep.
Today was another hot day, and
Yeah, it was.
we have another national holiday coming up, 4th of July, mainly known as Independence Day. Well, before I get into my whole thing about Independence Day, what about you, Dave? What's your thing on Independence Day?
Well, my thing on Independence Day is getting hold of some friends. I want to go down and check out the fireworks in Stratford because I live nearby, and hope the other towns and municipalities are able to have theirs because there's been so many postponements because of this wonderful weather we've been getting, and I hope everything improves because I'd like to see everybody have a good, happy 4th of July. It's a very big holiday.
And Fred, what about you?
I mean, us Americans, we should remember that it was the year that 1776 was the year that we declared our independence. The war lasted for 3 years, and we should honor our fallen soldiers and the soldiers fighting in the military today in armed forces.
Very true, very true. I mean, my definition, they fought for us to have, freedom, and more importantly, for us to make America whole.
Right.
Because a lot of people don't understand that, from all the wars, from being united from North and South to the British to the Americans.
Yeah.
So this holiday is a very important holiday. Not to mention, but it's funny to me that what's been going on lately, and maybe you guys can help me out here. We're talking about Independence Day, but, in the last couple of weeks, we've had a lot of, crime going on right around the time, where it was close to ending the war. It's almost like up to date. We're having our own modern war within ourselves up to date. What do you guys take on that?
Well, I think the modern war, as you call it, has been happening for years and years within societies, within communities of certain states.
Well, definitely.
All across the U.S.
But what I'm saying is, all the stuff that's been, all the shootings and everything that's been happening, lately, just right around this time of year. I mean, that's what I mean. What is your take on that? I
mean, people shouldn't kill people over something that's meaningless. Because you got a person getting shot over walking to the store or just walking down the street sometimes.
I think everybody's just going over the top with. The thing about the Southern flag, the Confederate flag, everybody is men at the flag.
I'm glad you brought that up. Go on. I'm going to speak on that in a minute. I was going to actually bring that up.
So the Confederate flag is part of the history. I just think it was used in the wrong context at the time, and I don't think it was involved with that deadly massacre down south. And they're just taking it out on the flag, in my opinion, and I think that's wrong. That's part of the Southern history, and I think we should really respect that to a certain point. I mean, just because a few people that did something, or one guy that did something really majorly stupid, it's just blown out of proportion. All we can do is just try to watch each other's back and try to protect one another, and maybe this won't happen again.
Well, I mean, Dave Ryan, I'm glad you brought that up because.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome. But I mean, I do want to touch on that. Now, your opinion, you have no problem with the Confederate flag. Freddie, how do you feel about the Confederate flag?
I mean, I do have to agree with Dave Ryan. Now it's used in the wrong context because people take it a certain way, and depending how you say your opinion, people can take it in a good light or in a bad light. But that's with anything.
True. My opinion, guys, on the Confederate flag, I'm not a big fan of the Confederate flag. And listen, I get this is America. We have the freedom to express ourselves. But we have a Confederate flag too. The Confederate flag was basically to say the South was their own country in the country.
Right.
Now,
in a way,
as Freddie, did you like to say lots of, here's my thing. How are you going to want to be a country inside the country that you live in?
I don't know. It's like trying to be a nation state in Rome.
My thing, and then we don't never use the American flag for, besides what we stand for.
Right.
Well, the Confederate flag goes from being our own independence of the South to being a white movement, and not trying to disrespect anybody who's a Caucasian, but to be a white movement flag who didn't make way for KKK, but then up to date they say that it's wrong for us to want to get rid of the Southern flag. I mean, personally, I should, no offense, like when you're on the battlefield, guys,
Okay.
and when you lose the war, your flag is taken by the other guy.
Yeah.
Well, guess what? The war was lost, and the Confederate flag lost.
And they still have it. And they still have it.
It shouldn't be hanging. My point is, I don't feel that it should be hanging anymore.
Oh, well. Okay.
I mean, I hear what both you guys are saying, and no, this is not because it's a race thing. I just think in general, the war between the North and South, when the South lost, they lost their flag. I feel that they lost their flag, and America as a whole. Our flag is what you see right behind us. That is our flag
That
as
is
a
our
whole
flag.
for North and South.
South and Alaska and Hawaii as well. They fly the American flag as well.
Yeah, but didn't the South even have their own anthem?
They had something different. I forgot what it was. I haven't heard it lately, but they.
I mean, I haven't heard it at all, but yeah, I've heard that they've had their. I mean, but that's my whole point. Like, I appreciate you guys' opinion,
Right.
And that's the whole point with keeping it real. We voice our own opinion, each one of
Right.
us.
Exactly.
But we are a whole, so why would you live in a country and then make your own national anthem for only your part of the country? Your president is still my president,
Right.
There's a Southern president, and then we have Barack Obama's North president.
No, we have one commander in chief, and that's
Right.
it. One commander in chief, and it's always been that way.
So you guys think it's wrong for them to get rid of this? They're talking about getting rid of the Southern flag. Do you think they should get rid of the Southern flag?
No, tone it down a bit maybe, but that's about it.
I mean, yeah, I think they really should get rid of it because, now it's represented in a wrong light and people use it the wrong way. But back then I could see the history behind it and why it was used during the war. But the war, like my host said right now, the war is over, folks.
Yeah,
The war is over. We don't need
that.
these-
That's the funny part. The war is over, but it's not over because in the South, up to date, you still have a lot of races in those part of the southern states that, are racist.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of people like that. It's like
Can't get away
we
from
still
it.
have a little bit of race war going on down south, and up here we have. Well, we ain't changed since the Boston Tea Party because we still got a tax problem up here north.
yeah, we do.
So when you say we signed the Declaration of Independence and all that stuff, so all that would be abolished. We're still going through it after we've signed the Declaration of Independence.
So the question is, have we really changed as a nation?
Yes and no. We have changed what it looks like on the format on the front line, but in the back line, it's still going on.
Behind the scenes, it's still going on, folks.
I just feel like, like you said, it gives the wrong message with the Southern flag because a lot of people in the South gave the Southern flag a bad name with the whole Ku Klux Klan and all that, that race power movement. I just don't really feel like it should be still there, but hey, that's just my opinion. I'm sure a lot of people would disagree with me with saying, "Oh well, get rid of the Southern flag." I get it, but I mean,
That's the easy way out, though.
they wanted their own. They wanted to be. They basically didn't want nobody telling them what to do. They felt, if you want to go down history lane, they felt that everything they did was right. Now, let me ask you guys a question. I mean, my family is from South Carolina.
Oh, that's interesting.
My
Okay.
roots. I'm gonna say it.
South
My
Carolina.
family's from South Carolina, yes, and but here's my thing. It's like this. They felt, for example, slavery was a good thing because it was a way of business. It was best for business. They didn't want nobody getting rid of that because it would be bad. They felt would be bad for business. They didn't want us Northerns coming down there and telling them how to live their lives. So let me ask you guys a question: if us Northerners didn't come down there and change that, So you mean to tell me people getting whipped for no reason, people getting shackled, for example, for no reason, it's what's best for business? I mean,
no, it's not.
I
no.
mean, come on. I mean, this, you know, I mean that's why they had the Southern flag to claim their own independence. But this is what they stand for.
Right.
I'm for a second, folks. I'm gonna put our flag over here on the right, and we have the other flag over here. Now their flag stands for the way they do things, and the way they do things. One of the things they do, they felt slavery was right. So let's start with that. Do you feel slavery was right?
No.
Okay, Dave.
Not at all.
Not
no.
at all.
No, wrong.
But their flag, it's part of their version of their constitution, on how to do business.
It stood for a lot of other things too.
I know a lot of other things like what?
Their way of life and how they managed to do other things. Such as their manufacturing. The cotton gin. They came up with all these crops that we can't grow over here, so that was part of it too. But to make the slaves process the item was wrong. That's what they did do, and that was wrong.
Exactly.
That was the only thing.
But we didn't say they couldn't farm no more because they lost the war. I mean, I get what you're saying, like the whole farming and all the crops they grew. We never took that away. And you're right. The South does contribute a lot of our food. We never took that away. But they like the way they do business. They love the way they used to do business. And there's a lot of people up to date now that feels that it should be that way. That it should be their America, that there shouldn't be equal opportunity. That I'm going to go on and say it. They feel that it should be white supremacy. They feel African Americans like myself and others shouldn't even be coming on TV and saying what I'm saying about their flag.
That was back in the '60s. But now you can say whatever you like because we got the Bill of Rights, we've got freedom of speech, and anybody can get up here and say what they want.
Okay, so just out of curiosity, if we had a Southern flag, so does Independence Day also? Are we gonna celebrate the Southern flag too?
No, we're not. No. There's one flag.
So are they gonna make their own holiday now? Are they going to rewrite the Constitution and make their own holiday?
No, they're not. No.
So as African American,
you can't do that.
If African American, can I make my own flag and then just have my own Constitution?
It sounds like a Peter Griffin episode.
Unless you want to make it for yourself, Dave.
I'm just saying, guys. I'm just saying, like,
that's ridiculous.
I'm just saying, like, I'm not at all racist, but I just feel that the wars. The rules of war is as it should be. The South lost, and they became united with us.
Mm-hmm.
And the South doesn't include Alabama, Tennessee, Virginia, Florida. They became all part of the United States. So now, I just feel there should be one flag. We say it all the time: one nation under God.
Yeah.
We are one nation. 50 states.
Right. Okay.
One nation.
Hey, I got another question. Not to change.
Okay. No.
Change the subject. What do you guys got planned for 4th of July? Picnics or whatever? Beach? I don't know if they reopen the beaches or not. I hope they did. And if not, then they should.
They're probably going to. It's the holiday weekend.
Well, yeah, but we've been pretty well off with the weather. It hasn't rained the last couple of days, so we've been pretty good. So I'm hoping to get down to the beach this next few days.
Well, when you talk about when for me, 4th of July, I'd probably be working.
Working? Nothing wrong with that. It's better than not working. That's okay too. It's a venue where you're at, and people want to come and see different things. And who knows? Maybe I'll show up. Never know. I'm due to show up one of these days over there. I went there several years ago to see an event, and totally enjoyed myself.
Well, yeah, but getting back on the topic of Independence Day.
What are the plans you got though?
That's pretty much my plans. But when it comes to Independence Day, I just feel my whole argument, guys, with all of this is, we're talking about Independence Day. We're talking about a day that people lost their lives, and I'm not just talking about soldiers. If you remember very correctly, regular citizens lost their lives too.
Right. Okay.
That got dragged into this war that had nothing to do with the war. Wasn't soldiers. Wasn't trained. Nope. They came in your house, and you died for it. All and they did it so we all can be united as one. I just feel that it's wrong that we are, how you said, we go through all that trouble to unite ourselves, and like you said, the '60s, to everybody to be equal.
Right.
For us to slowly, in a way, at least I feel, my opinion, we're slowly like just starting it all over again.
Yeah, we are. It's
you know, and it, like right here in my own, right here in Brickford, we're having all the crime and all, you know, and the kid and all the killing that happened in Trumbull Gardens, and then all that happening. First of all, right around Independence Day, and they're just sad. It's like becoming a bloody massacre, but it's like our forefathers fought, so we wouldn't have to be doing this. Yeah. They gave their lives, so we wouldn't have to be going through all this.
Right.
But here we are today, doing this, you know, whole killing routine, and you know, having a battle over a flag that I thought we got done with doing that.
Okay.
You know, not once, but twice.
Right.
Between the Confederate flag and the American flag, and between the British flag and the American flag.
Right.
But here we are bringing these issues back. And listen, like I said, I get it. I do get it. The Southern flag is the pride of the South.
Right. Yeah.
You know, and I got nothing against the South. Like I said, my family, my roots go back to South Carolina. You know, got no problem with the South. I got no problem with people expressing themselves. That's their flag. But my problem is the way they express the flag.
Yeah. My take on the Confederate flag is that when I see the Confederate flag, I think of the Dukes of Hazzard or something like that, and Boss Hogg and those characters. When I see the flag, that's what that makes me think of. A lot of the movies that they used the flag for.
But you also will have some viewers at home watching that would feel the Confederate flag represent a lot of race movement.
Yeah, I think so.
A lot of violence.
Yeah.
You know, for white supremacy, like I said, I'm not saying that's what it stands for, but it's a lot of mixed feelings when you're saying it is a part of history.
Right. Okay.
And it's their pride. But you're right. It should not be used the way
it shouldn't be taken in that context. I don't think
it really shouldn't.
No.
But I do feel like it shouldn't be hanging over the American flag. By all means, it should be. If it was hanging up, it should be under the American flag, because the American flag with the 50 stars is the number one. I mean, at least give them that. If you're going to keep the flag, understand that the red, white, and blue flag is the flag that won the war. It is the flag of the United States of America, and it is the flag that, first of all, the majority of the people chose to say that this is our country.
And then the flag under that could be the colonial flag, which is 13 colonies in the north.
You know, that's like the UK having a southern flag and then having the London flag
or something. Yeah, two different flags.
Yeah, I mean, we're just going back and forth. My question is, do you guys think it will ever end?
What's the question again?
You guys think this hate, this racist, this hate will ever end?
I don't think so. I hate to say, I kind of doubt it. If it's going on this long, it'll probably continue on for a while, and it's just out of control right now.
I feel that if there is a way to change, it's going to be with our youth or with our young.
It's got to start in the home, folks. It's got to start in the home.
Pretty much.
That's where everything begins.
Very much.
It takes one person to change something.
Well, it takes more than one person to make change.
But you can inspire that one person.
It can start with one person, but it takes a whole group of people to make a change.
It takes one person to change a village, and it takes a village to change all the ways there.
Pretty much something in that.
I forget what the exact saying was, but something to do with a village. You know, it starts with a village, or it starts with the home, and it goes to the village and expands from there. That's all I know.
Exactly. I mean,
but it really works that way, though.
I mean, for me, I'm like this. My plan is to enjoy this holiday, and remember those who, like you said at the top of the show, who, gave their lives for us, right. And just be honored what they did for us, right. And
be lucky that we're able to live in this country with this freedom, because you go down to third
real.
world countries and other parts of the world, you're not going to find it.
One thing that we're concerned about is the national terrorism with the other terrorist groups they've been speaking of quite a bit lately. They've got their eye on possible terror from other countries. There's one or two groups that are threatening to cause trouble here.
I mean, we're always in threat of terrorists. I think.
Yeah.
I don't think we're ever out of the crosshair of terrorists, because there's always somebody from somewhere that want to stop our way of life.
This is true. Yeah, it's
no matter what.
Constant battle.
And that's what I'm saying. But think about, man, Dave, you're on the money today. I don't know, you're on the money today. I mean,
yeah, he's talking more than me.
You're on the money today. But more importantly, it's like this. Just popped in my head. If we're sitting there fighting about a flag,
right?
2 different flags. But we have a terrorist who's sneaking in the back door.
Yeah, right.
And
doing their business.
And check this out, guys. He ain't going to blow up the American flag. He about to blow up the Southern flag too.
Yeah, all in one shot. Yeah.
So instead of us, and that's the point. Instead of us going at each other or worrying about a flag or killing our youth, killing our youth over this or that, we supposed to be protecting our home. Because like it or not, I don't care if you live east, north, south, or west. Right. We're all Americans, black, white, Hispanic,
right?
Or I don't, I'm gonna go first. I don't care if you're other nationalities. Mm-hmm. Let's be real. Even if you're Pakistani, if you were born in the United States, you are an American.
That's right.
Okay. And you have people from overseas who, not to say that they can't come over here, because they can. They have that freedom, like you just spoke of. Right. They have the freedom to come over here and become a citizen, by the way.
Right.
But
all they got to do is take a test.
But instead of that, they'd rather blow up our way of life. Not just our way of life, they'd rather blow up their people's way of life, because a lot of their people live here as well.
Right.
So we were a unified nation once, and now we're
what I'm saying is we're sitting there wasting our time fighting with each other. What we had our fight for, which we sign all these Declarations of Independence, and to end all this, and to worry about each other as a whole. We are an American family that ties of all races, and we're supposed to protect our home. Like you said, there's people trying to come over and threaten our way of life.
Right, exactly.
And you know why it will happen? Because we'll be so focused on
this flag,
on that flag, or that over there, that we won't even be looking at who's coming in the back door.
So if we unite and fight against a common ground or a common enemy, then
that's right, Fred.
It makes it better.
That's right, Fred. That's what we got to
do. But not just us. Everybody has to do it. That's what that's what our ancestors did. The ones who fought in the Civil War, who fought in the Revolutionary War, who fight today. Like you said, top of the show, overseas. Ain't no race thing. There's not one person that's sitting in that situation and say, well, you can't shoot with us because you're black. You can't throw a grenade because you're white. It ain't like that. We are here to serve a purpose all as one. Hey, when you talk about the abomination, for example, of slavery. When slavery was over, slaves could have went back to Africa if they chose. And some did.
There's a few that did, right.
But majority of stayed. You know why?
They did.
You know why? Because we felt like this. We're been here. Our kids at this point were born here. We are American, just like you. And what did we do? We fought alongside you guys in the war.
Yes, you did.
Right.
There's a lot of Afro-American heroes that are being honored. Not only the Civil War, throughout all the wars. There's a lot of Afro-American that are being honored to this day, and it's good to see that.
Right, but so is Latinos. They came over here on their own free will, but their kids were born here they came over here for a better life. Their kids were born here. Their kids were born here.
Kids.
Yeah.
Right?
Kids beyond kids, beyond kids, beyond kids.
The point is, guys, they also serve in our army, and they fight alongside us too.
Yes, they have.
Yeah. That's it's just crazy because but we're gonna sit there and fight over this.
It's petty.
We're acting like little children.
It's petty. It's so petty. It's unbelievable.
It's so funny in America. We always say, we worry about our future, and and we worry about our young kids, but we're acting like our young kids. I don't like that flag. I want this flag. I don't like this flag.
Oh yeah, right.
We're acting like little kids.
Yeah.
You know, when you talk about like Independence Day, you have politicians instead of working together. Why do you think every politician has a different title? Because they have different jobs, but their overall job is to work together. With the president being at the top of that,
right,
and it goes down from there. Right. But what happens? They're just like us. They fight amongst each other.
Yep.
They do it on a lower scale in a tie and a suit, but they fight amongst their leader. They fight among who has more power.
Right.
They're fighting who's going to be the next guy in power. Yep. Meanwhile, like we just said, here come the terrorists in the back door.
Right. And we're not even looking at the back door. Amazing.
Right.
Amazing.
Right. We're not even looking at the back door because we're so busy being mad about this and that. And we're so not caring. And it's getting totally ridiculous.
Yeah.
What would ever stop? You guys say no. I say it's a possibility. But it's going to start with us. It's going to start with you guys at home.
Right.
To want it to stop. Ain't nothing going to stop just because you asked it to.
No. You have to put the effort in somehow. You have to
come up with it.
You got to get a hold of the right people, get a focus group going, and then take it from there.
And we got to stop arguing about, we got to let the little things go and worry about the big fish.
Right. Don't sweat the small stuff. Don't sweat the small stuff. You got to sweat the big stuff.
I mean, the point to how we felt is like this. You guys have your own opinion about this and that. I have mine. That's the thing. That's part of our constitution. We have the freedom to everybody has to have their own opinion.
Right.
But at the end of the day, we got to fight to protect what's ours. To fight to protect what these guys on Independence Day lost their lives for. And that's our freedom.
Right.
But guys, we're coming to the end of the show. Any final thoughts, before we, go and enjoy this holiday? Fred?
Well, remember who fought for your country, for our country, and be safe, and just enjoy time with what you're doing during the holiday, whether it's going to the beach or going to a cookout or having a bonfire in the backyard. Just enjoy that time with your family, and that's pretty much it.
Also, give a little shout out to the vets too. We should still honor them too. If it wasn't for them, we would have no independence. So, also keep them in mind. But go out there and enjoy your picnic, cook up the corn, barbecues, get them all going, and then enjoy some fireworks when dusk comes along. But enjoy them safely.
Well, Mario said it. For me, just want everybody out there to know that we're not against anybody. We're happy that you want to express yourself in whatever fashion. But just love one another as you love your neighbor, no matter if he's black, white, if he lives in the South or the North. Enjoy this holiday. Thank you to all our fallen soldiers who fought for us. And we look forward to seeing you and enjoy your 4th of July. I'm David King.
I'm Fred Cilbrith.
I'm Dave Ryan.
Have a good night.